Before you get too comfortable as you start listening to the show, just a reminder to take your bra off. And if you don't wear a bra, go find someone who does and take theirs off. Now we can begin. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Whatever with Jason Soto, the comedy podcast that is holding your child ransom for $25,000. Cash at me now at Whatever Jason Soto, and you'll get them back. I am your host, Jason Soto. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful week here. I am joined by my co-host, Rob Branch, who is currently yawning. Hello, Rob. Wait for your yawn, and you're done.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? And, of course, the irreplaceable Sally Haynes. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Today we have a guest. They are the host of the most popular show on the face of the planet with Strange Eons. You can check that out over at rabbitholepodcast.com. And they had that transgender swag. It is Bear. What's up, Bear? How you doing?
I was going to be all insulting to you, and then you said the transgender swag line, so, like...
Bear's blushing.
See, I know how to deflect. I know how to deflect.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to deflect.
You don't even have to pay me. You just have to call me swaggy.
Just flatter Bear.
Just constantly
Lots of flattery.
compliment you. Just constantly compliment you.
Call you Swaggy Bear.
Not
Swaggy.
that one. Something about that's wrong. I appreciate the effort.
Once upon a time, go fuck yourself.
Like a C
Swag.
plus
Like a C.
for effort.
Before we begin, let's get to some business of the ads. I want to do something. No. I'm gonna do something fun.
Oh,
Lisa.
Boo.
Yes.
Let's see how often you pay attention. Do the Audible ad. Go.
You can get a free audiobook from Audible, one of the sponsors for this podcast and all of the podcasts here at Rabbit Hole Podcasts. All you have to do is go to audible.com/rabbitholepod. What is it?
Can I do
don't know
the?
the right
Can
thing.
I do the?
I'm riffing on
Okay,
it.
stop.
I don't know it exactly.
Okay, so now that you're done, so we're gonna pass. So Bear wants to go next. So Bear, you're gonna pick up where
I'm
Lisa left
supposed
off.
to do it verbatim?
I am.
Okay.
Everything we do here at Rabbit Hole Podcast is sponsored by Audible. If you go to www.audibletrial.com/rabbitholepod, you get to try it free for 30 days. You can download any audiobook, original show, or podcast that you want, and after 30 days, you pay $14.99 a month and access thousands and thousands of all that type of media. And you can cancel anytime, and you get to keep anything you've ever downloaded. Again, audibletrial.com/rabbitholepods. It helps us, and it helps the show. Thank you.
Now I'm gonna trust that you weren't cheating and that you didn't have your notes
No,
open.
because I have to retake that bit versus with Strange Eons so often.
Oh, well, that'll do it then.
Like
I've always found it very entertaining. You may want to cut this. I find it very entertaining.
No, not doing that.
Oh, okay, so I don't understand that it has anything to do with sponsorship because you could go to Audible on a clear blue sky and you're still going to get a free fucking book.
Hey,
the difference is that we get money for it.
yeah,
Yes,
we get
they're
the
using
money
our
for
hashtag.
it.
Yeah, they're using our link.
Lisa.
But I always found that funny because you hear it on these ads and it's like that's nothing special. Like what the
Right.
fuck?
No.
Audible? Give somebody
You're
something
right.
special.
But it's only special because you're using the link to give
Well, it's
us
tracking
money.
where the ad's coming from. No, I get that.
That's all it is.
If
I get it that the special in itself is
It's
not
just always
special.
been funny to me.
It's just you're supporting that show
Mhm.
by using their
Knowing
link.
where you heard the ad.
Well,
No, I
that's
get that.
what it is. Okay, Rob, to you, do the Run P ad.
Run P.
Rotten pea. Ta-da!
So,
Okay, what does it do?
that's it. That's all.
That's all. That's it.
It just runs in peas.
See, here's the thing. You've got two people who never read this ad, and you
I know.
expect us
That's
to do it. I'm not.
yeah.
I'm a visual learner.
I
If
know.
you have me reading it every
I
week, I'd be able to do
know.
it.
See, because it's this is how I make comedy.
If I had to summarize Run P, because I listen to your show sometimes, because I don't know.
Run P.
I don't have many friends my
Everyone
age.
knows that you hang out. It's okay. You can say you hang out with us when we record the show. It's fine. It's on the YouTube.
I mean, I do.
It's on the
that's
YouTube,
true. I guess I
so-
wasn't even thinking about that. I was specifically thinking about me listening to whatever.
You have
Like,
listened to the ones that you were not on, so that's fair.
Yeah. So, like, it is an app that allows you, when you go to the movie of theaters, to see what times of the movies you can miss to go piss or do anything else that you might need to in
Nice
the
rhyme.
hallway. Thank you. So it tells you, like, hey, there is some they're just walking in a hallway for 4 minutes straight. I don't know why, but they're just walking in the hallway for 4 minutes straight.
Oh, it's an Aaron Sorkin movie. Got it.
Shut
See,
up!
I don't
I
get
love
that
Aaron
joke.
Sorkin.
I don't watch movies.
That is a nerdy movie
It's
joke.
also a TV show.
That's a
joke.
nerdy movie. Lisa got it. I don't know. Robin
That's
Bear
because I
didn't
fucking
get
love
it.
Aaron Sorkin. I love his TV. I love his movies. The whole nine.
I don't know who this is, but
He's a writer, but he's
basically-
very talky.
Wait. He wrote The Social Network.
The Social
I
Network,
love the Social Network.
The West Wing.
I
the
just named the
Newsroom,
biggest
I
movie
love
he
The
wrote.
West
News
Wing.
Radio. This is all Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, and he
Never
tends to write
mind.
like really
I'm a
long
fan.
lines of dialogue.
Very
Scenes
snarky,
that kinda
like,
go
smart
on.
stuff. Yeah,
Some
I
of it's
love The
good.
Social
I'm
Network.
I
not.
love it.
I'm not
I fucking
dissing
love
him.
it.
I'm
Yes,
not
you are.
dissing him by any.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not.
You are.
I enjoyed The Social Network, even though I
Jason
didn't think
slanders
Jesse.
Aaron Sorkin.
I didn't think
You know
Jesse
what's funny?
Eisenberg should have played Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, he was
that was a weird.
great. He was a
That was a weird
smarmy
casting
asshole.
choice.
No, he was perfect as him.
He
What
was
do you mean?
fantastic.
Andrew Garfield
He didn't
though, I'm
look
also
like him.
biased.
It doesn't have to
Yeah.
look like him. It just has to be him.
Kinda.
I remember watching the Golden Globes that night when the Social Network was like cleaning up, and I left my house and went straight to Redbox and watched it that night because I hadn't seen it yet. So
That's cool.
fucking good.
That's cool.
All
All right.
we watched it last year, like during like a cram study night for like it was the day before the finals of the entire school year because we have a spring term which is 1 month and you cram a semester into 1 month of a class. So me and a group of like 8 people were cramming the night before for presentations, and we had that movie playing, and that is like the most stressful movie to have playing when you're trying to cram work. 'Cause but Andrew Garfield's really hot, so
And there was 2 of them.
No, that was Army Hammer.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Wrong guy. Wrong generic looking white
and
guy.
in Army Hammer, you don't
He's a
want
fuck up.
to be with him. He'll
He's
eat
a
you.
fuck up. You gotta Google his shit.
That's insane. A friend of mine and I kept up with it, and it's like the most I've kept up with anything like true crime like ever in my life because it was just what the fuck.
Oh,
I get that you use quotes on that, but I wouldn't call that true crime because he didn't actually eat somebody.
I only called
Not
it
that
true,
you know
well,
of.
but he did. So I called it
This
true
is
crime
fair.
because he did abuse people, and it was like the closest grouping I had. Because I feel like that goes beyond, like, celebrity gossip would be, like, Armie Hammer's into like weird BDSM stuff versus like Armie Hammer abuses his partners and also wants to eat someone, which I think is like a little bit more fucked up than your standard run of the mill gossip.
Fair. That's fair. I had to catch up to
No, it's
the
fair.
Army Hammer thing because I just remember suddenly people on Twitter were freaking the fuck out and I didn't know why. And I had to like backtrack and was like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
no, don't like this.
Anyway,
Tell us more about Run P, Mr. Soto.
Run,
we're done with the ads now.
Oh, you're gonna just take my ad?
Yeah.
I did rhyme
I
piss
feel
and
some
miss.
bribery happening here.
Okay. I have a question for you guys.
No.
Because I have something I want to share, but I want to ask you guys first. About a week ago, I did on my other podcast, That's the Bombio, I covered a movie called Urban Legend. And while talking to the guest there, name's James Foley, who was a friend of Lisa's, we were talking about real life urban legends. And so this led me to wonder, what are your guys' favorite urban legends, whether it's ones you believe or not? just, you know, anything you might have heard in passing, like, and it could be anything. And I got a story for you, but I'll let you guys go first. Whoever wants to go first.
I've always been a fan of the and it's in the movie Urban Legend. I like the thing with the person driving down the highway and the person's flashing their brights at them because there's somebody in the back of the car. I've always thought that was pretty damn chilling.
That is
The
kind of
idea
freaky.
that like and every time I get in my car, I check the back seat.
I was just gonna ask, does anybody check the back
Every
seat
time.
because of that?
I don't know if it's because of that, but it's definitely related to that. Definitely a thing.
Now, does
So-
everyone think that actually happened? Like that's kind of possible, right? That could have happened.
Well, it's the same thing as like, you know, when people drive around, it's the gang initiation shit where people are driving around deliberately with their lights off, and anybody who flashes their lights, they're going to follow them home and kill them.
yeah,
And it's like, I don't know. Maybe
I don't
this is
think
because
that
I'm
one's
like
true.
a really skeptical person, and if there's like something I hear, even if it clicks immediately with me, I'll like go look everything up. Like, I'm the worst person to get into an argument with because I will fact check you on the spot. And so like I remember hearing the headlights one as a kid,
Yeah.
and I was like, no fucking way. Like, no fucking way. But I guess not urban legends. I was thinking more like cryptid kind of things.
Yeah, that's fine.
But so
Go for it.
I grew up in like Dick of the Woods, like town of less than 1,000. We're so small. We got a PBS documentary, you know, trees. I mean, it's like middle of nowhere. It's one street, and like you hear shit in the woods, and like I'm like a very fact-based person, but fuck that. No, I have family from Appalachia, and like they've always been like, if you're over here, you don't go into those fucking mountains.
Is this gonna lead to Bigfoot?
No, oh hell no. But shit like no, but like the brown lights and like the moon-eyed people and shit, like no, I'm not doing that. Like and at my dad's, I've just had so many weird things happen. And on campus, we have like weird shit happen all the time with deer. And I know that there's like scientific reasons, like deer AIDS and shit. But no, I don't like them.
We got a story. Hang on. You just reminded me, Bear.
Of deer of what?
No, you don't remember? The deer in the road that one time we were driving?
Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
Okay, I'll set it up and then yeah. No. We were going to get lunch or something, or like I said, hey, let's go get lunch, and then you were like, I gotta go do some stuff, you know, so let's go do that, and then we'll go get food. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know, I got nothing to do. And so we were kind of driving around, you know, Indianapolis. There's a suburb of Indianapolis called Brownsburg. We were in that area, and we were just going down the street. Like it was like it wasn't like a highway, but like one of them, what are those called? Like
not an interstate, but
it wasn't a street, it wasn't an avenue, but it wasn't a highway. It was just something like, anyway, it doesn't matter. Up ahead, we saw in the left lane was like two cop cars like stopped, and they had their lights going, and we were like, ah, shit, it was an accident. Someone got hit. Yeah. We didn't know. Then we got closer.
There's cops.
We got closer, and then there was a deer in the road. Okay, but it wasn't any other kind of deer. It wasn't any regular kind of deer.
It wasn't laying down like on its side, right? How was
right.
It was
like sitting up.
It was like sitting up, but
but it was still
a cop car. And
but
it was dead
still,
like not blinking. So it's like, did this deer get hit and die like this? Did
it die in the? Did it just like decide to die right in the lane of traffic?
Oh, like, I have a related weird. I have a lot of weird deer stories, especially oddly enough from like the time I was really, really sick, like when I was really obviously jaundiced, and like I was driving to my friend's house. I had this huge breakdown at school about being sick because I was like so sick that they were like, you have 10 years to live. So I'm like freaking out about that. So I was like, I'm going to my friend's house for the weekend, you know? So I'm driving to my friend's house and in the middle of the road, and I keep, not to sound like a hick, I keep gloves in my car. So if there's dead animals in the road, I can pull them off, like dead deer and stuff, because if your car hits them, it'll mess up your car, and also that feels weird to hit an animal. So
Yeah.
I'll pull deer and like sometimes smaller animals if they're still mostly intact off the road.
No, that makes sense.
And I see a deer, so I stop and I pull up my gloves and I get out, and it's this deer, and then like 10 feet in front of it is its liver, just in the middle of the road. And what I had was liver disease. And at the time, I had been like really messed up, so I was like, send me a sign. I need some sign from the universe. I did not take that as a positive sign that there was a dead deer in the road with its liver 10 feet ahead of it. I was like, I'm dying of liver disease. But it was just like, I'm sure it was coincidental, but also that was just weird as fuck. I
Oh my
cried.
God, that is weird.
I had to like call my friend the whole rest of the drive because I was like, dude, there was
Well, it's so upsetting.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. Damn.
It's cool. I also, when that was happening, had a deer who kept coming up to my dorm window at school. And it was like, this is weird. So yeah, deer,
it's a little weird.
I don't know what, I must have had a deer magnet for a few months there or something.
That's strange.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Now, similarly, this is the point of the show. We go off topic here, but I'm gonna come back to my urban legend story because I got a crazy ass story for you guys. But you keeping gloves in your car to get like animals and stuff off the road reminded me of this one time.
Thank you.
I was riding around, and
is this the story that I know?
I'm not sure.
The story of a
About
girl,
the dog?
the predator
Yes.
that drowns the world.
Okay.
Not quite. No, we were driving, and just suddenly ahead of us, there was just this dog in the middle of the road. And when we got closer, it was twitching. And I was like, oh shit, this dog is still like alive. It just got hit. And so we drove around it, and I'm like, hey, stop the car. I'm gonna go, see, if I could do something. So I jump out of the car, I run over, and okay, this is gonna get kind of graphic. So if you got sensitive tummies, you might want to tune away for a minute. I get to where the dog is, and it's still alive, but like half of its like head was missing. And so you can see its brain, and then like it was just this big eye like just poking out, but like the head was just gone.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was fucked. And I was like, holy shit. But it was still alive because it was like twitching, and it was like the eye was like looking around. It is to this day the weirdest fucked up thing I have seen. But I was like, I need to help this dog because this is fucked. It was somebody's pet because it had a collar. And, I just felt super terrible. And I was like, I had to do something. So
That is awful.
So and the street that we were on was kind of a busy street. It's a very populated area we were in. So all these cars are just zooming by me. None of them are stopping to help me. They're just zooming around. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I had no gloves. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I move this, this dog off to the side of the road for now until I can investigate to see whose dog this was. And so this guy eventually pulls over, and he's like, what happened? And I'm like, somebody hit this dog, and I'm trying to get out of the road. And he opens his trunk, and he pulls out like a bed sheet.
Oh,
he hands it to me. And then I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can you help me pick him up and put this on the bed sheet, and I can wrap it up? Because like around this point, I could see the dog was dying, and it was like it was through the whole course of this, it does die. I'm sorry, but it does end up dying. As I'm trying to figure out what to do here, and so the guy gives me the sheet. He looks at the dog, and then he's just like, no, man, fuck this. And he gets to his car and drives away, leaving the sheet. But I'm like, God damn it. So I had to like think like, okay, I gotta do something because like I'm trying not to get hit by these cars. So I end up kind of using the sheet to wrap the dog in, and it's kind of wrapped around, and then I end up picking it up, and then I drag it off to the side, and then now we're on the side of the road, and the cars are going by. I'm gonna stop being gross, but a couple other gross things happen, but I'll leave that part.
Yeah, leave it, because I know it, and leave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now I'm looking at this dog, and I look at the collar, and there's a phone number. So it's like, okay, I gotta fucking call.
Soto.
I gotta call.
Soto. Turn to the dark side, Soto.
The fuck is that?
Okay.
That's supposed
I
to be
can't
the
hear a word
dog's
you're saying because I don't
narration.
want to hear this story, so I'm just amusing myself.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I did say if you have upset stomach, you might want.
Yeah,
Somebody
what
told
a
Rob.
story to tell on your comedy podcast.
Well, there's one itty bitty comedy part in this. It's a little dark. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
You gotta have a lot of patience to get there to it, though.
Okay, well, I'm getting there. So, okay, super long story short, there was more to it.
Too
but
late.
I'll get to the end. So we call
that.
we call the guy, and it's a guy who doesn't speak English. So I had to like the small itty bitty bit of Spanish that I did know. I had to like say like, "Yo, your dog is dead. Come get him." He kind of understood what I said. He told us where he lived, which actually, oddly enough, thankfully, he was across the street from where we were. So this dog didn't get far. It like got out of the yard, got hit, and it was just right there. So I had to carry this dog. So the ending of the story is I had to carry this dog to this guy's house, and I had blood on me. And I had to have the guy I had to like do this, and I was like, "Baño," you know, that's Spanish for bathroom. I know that, like baño, like, because I got fucking blood on me. Now, here's one thing about me: I do not like my hands being dirty.
Okay.
So, there's kryptonite for you. If you ever want to like paralyze me, put like dirt on my hands, and I'm just gonna stand there like this.
Okay.
It'd be funny if Rob can't hear me because now he's wondering what the fuck is he doing.
I know your secret.
Okay. Anyway, so anyway, I wish I had gloves in my car. That was the point of that. Okay. Sorry.
Cool story, bro.
I am sorry for that long detour. That
Yeah,
just reminded
what
me
the
of that.
hell?
It just because you said you have gloves in your car for when you come across dead animals, and I just think of that story. And it was the most fucked up thing I have ever seen to this day.
Yeah,
still,
that's not something I would have been into.
that's gonna
I grew-
that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my
Yeah.
life. I'm
I
forever
grew
gonna
up in
remember
the
that.
woods, and like we lost a lot of dogs in really awful ways because of like a horrible series of events. And like Jason kind of will
Damn
sometimes-
you, Lemony Snicket!
No,
Bless you.
really. It feels like I was in in a series of unfortunate events sometimes. But Jason will sometimes, I'll be like, yeah, there's this one time when I was like and and he's like, what
At
the
band camp?
fuck? Because like I have a story about the time my dad cut off his leg with a chainsaw.
That
I've
was
seen,
a pretty cool story.
yeah, I do like that story. I think it's fun. Like the time my dad got a concussion when we were ice skating, and I rolled over because he weighs a lot more
Your
than
dad's
me.
a fucking evil Knievel.
And so he like fell while we were holding hands ice skating, and I thought in a moment, like, if he lands on me, I'm going to be dead because I weigh about 200 pounds less than him.
Oh.
So I like whoo out of the way, but then he got a concussion.
If
So
this fat fucker lands on me, I love you, Dad, but you fat bastard.
well, I would hope as my father, he wouldn't want me to get internal organ damage. Well, it's not like that,
As he's
that
falling
didn't
over,
happen
you
like
just
4
yell,
years later.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Urban stories.
So I'll bring this back to urban legends. I was sort of involved in an urban legend.
Oh.
So
Like-
Jason,
They're like, we have gangs in town. I just saw one Mexican guy.
yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was in the car with the lights turned
you
off.
started the headlight thing, yeah.
that was me.
hey,
No,
it's
no,
not
no.
dog.
Driving.
Turn on your headlights.
And I'm gonna do this without if you guys want to, you guys on the call and or you listening at home, you want to look this up. If you Google list of urban legends, what I'm about to tell you is on there. So this is around the late 80s, early 90s. There's a TV show that is ruling the airwaves called In Living Color. And you might be wondering, what is the connection? Well, one day in school, I was like in the 6th, 7th grade. I think it was 6th grade. And we heard Homie the Clown was coming to our school.
Wow.
And we're like, holy shit. Homie the Clown is coming to this fucking school in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. Because I went to school in Indiana.
Nowhere, Indiana.
Nowhere, Indiana.
Nowhere, Indiana.
That's the name of my autobiography. Anyway,
No, your autobiography is whatever.
Snorlax, the Jason Soto story.
I was waiting to say this was going to be an insult or...
No, I already forgot the joke. It was going to be the a heaping bowl of Soto. That's what it was going to be.
Oh.
I had to look it up again because I forgot it.
It is indeed going to be called a heaping bowl.
A heaping bowl of Soto.
Heaping. Actually, that's not a bad name for a biography.
I'm telling you.
Actually. Okay. Anyway, so we heard that Homie the Clown was coming to our school. Now the problem was, this was not just was one of those weird urban legends, but people took it seriously because what they were saying was that there were these people going around dressed like Homie the Clown, but they had like I'll say weapons, but it was like they had like a.
It wasn't a fucking cream pie.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of like really terrifying things that they had with them, basically, and so the rumor got so out of control that the day that supposedly this was going to happen, all the teachers went to have a meeting and they were gone for like hours because they didn't know what to do. They were like looking out the windows. They got the cops involved at one point. The cops showed up. And this wasn't like a giant school either. It was kind of small. So like it was just like two cops were like by the entrances. And of course all the kids were looking out the window, like seeing if we see a fucking clown, right? If we see fucking Homie the Clown. And so around like 1 PM, like the teachers kind of gave up. And he never showed up. And I remember talking about this as I'm growing up, like, hey, there was this thing one time, and someone was like, yeah, my school, that happened too. And so I was like, holy shit. So I was technically part of an urban legend. And it's on that list. If you look it up on Wikipedia, there's a list of urban legends.
From Chicago.
Says Homie the Clown, Chicago. Yeah, that whole exact thing. And I was like, wow, that's cool. So, if you've been a part...
It sounds like that shit that was happening a couple of years back with like the crazy clowns,
with the clowns.
Which I still insist was Rob Zombie trying to get like free press for that shit ass movie of his, and it failed so spectacularly he'll never admit that that's what it is.
That would be funny.
I remember we had a few in like my town, and then like where I went to school at is very much like Jason, you know where I went to school at. It's very waspy.
Yeah.
Like really waspy.
It is.
So you can imagine.
Get some raid.
My God. Look, I remember people were like, it's an immigrant. I was like,
what the fuck is waspy?
It's a teenager dressed as
white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Oh. I thought like there were like thousands of wasps all over the place.
Honestly,
like, the
kind of
that
land
has to do with a certain type of upper middle class individual.
Bear's like, it's really waspy.
Yeah.
You just need a good old can of Raid and they'll go away. That works for both.
Can you imagine some blonde in yoga pants power walking down the street and you come running out of your house with some Raid?
Go away!
The new Purge movie.
There's the title of
oh
this
my
episode,
God, what are you
Good Old
doing?
The Purge, pest control.
Yeah, so Yeah, any
Sorry,
other?
Bear was trying to tell a story, and we're over
Yeah.
here interrupting.
Oh,
with our
yeah,
silly
sorry.
jokes.
Oh,
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah,
I was
kind of.
done.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were done.
Yeah. I finished. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's all good. I don't know. Have you guys, any of you guys, have any of the weird shit happen like that, with like the Homie the Clown thing?
No.
Let's not
I
get
was gonna say,
depressing. Let's
Can you
not
make
get
Jason and I
depressing with.
feel less weird?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said, can you guys make Jason and I feel less weird about
Well,
having
the problem is, like, the strangest thing that happened to me is my elementary school went on lockdown because a couple of inmates from the ACI literally down the street got out.
No.
So I
My
remember that
gymnastics-
happening.
Dad?
did. My gymnastics did, and then my sister went to the same gymnastics place a few years later, and it happened again because it was literally gymnastics place, road, prison.
Yoy.
It's not the prisoner's fault that they want to work on their PA.
Yeah, I would hear about
You know what? I'll
escaped
give you that one.
convicts all the time.
I'll give you
from,
that one.
from Joliet, the Joliet prison.
Yeah.
Which was made famous in Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
But that's an actual place, and that's an actual prison that was pretty much close to a place that I lived at one time. And I would hear about like escaped convicts all the fucking time growing up. And at that point, I was living with my grandparents for a little while, and my grandparents were like ultra paranoid about everything. So anytime this happened, it was like they were like you're only going to school and you're coming back home, and that
Yeah.
is it.
Well, see, it's interesting because, like, it's not like, I mean, it's many, it's like a mile, like 2 miles down the road. It's not like it's super close, but I can't estimate distance for shit, by the way. But
That's
the
right.
idea is that, like,
It's a mile down the
before-
road, next door neighbor.
right next door. But there's a highway ramp right there. So it's like anybody who's escaping gets right on the highway typically and they disappear. But for some reason, these guys ran up the road and, ended up in our area. So it was kind of like,
Oh,
all right.
shoot, we took the wrong way. The highway was the other way,
Yeah,
Paul.
pretty much. Stupid.
Man, that would suck though. Imagine being those guys and like, son of a bitch,
Yeah.
we went the wrong way.
Yep.
So my favorite, I'm going to interrupt because I haven't got a chance to talk.
Well, you were
Oh,
also
go.
quiet, so we were making sure you were feeling okay.
I was also barfing, but that's beside the
Well, I
point.
mean,
My favorite urban legends are the SCP stories.
I don't know if those are. I agree. I love SCP. I made
SCP
Jason.
Foundation. Look at
Yeah,
I made
Google it.
Jason read a bunch the other night.
Oh,
So I
that
agree.
thing.
I don't know if they're urban legends though, because no one believes that they're real, because they're like explicitly written to be.
All right, explain what the hell these are to the people.
Rob, you
so
can
I
explain.
I
If
barely
you-
Viewers,
understand
the
what this
SCP
is.
Foundation is kind of like it's a fake organization. It's kind of like the dirty Men in Black, things that happen, like the Red King, the Scarlet King, who is supposed to be the bringer of destruction. They're holding him at bay. There's also the
Oh my.
there's also the iPods. They're called I-PODS. And they're two little iPods. They're just little pods with eyes on them. And they walk around the SCP Foundation and they just gurgle and they make people happy.
alrighty.
Weird.
This was not
things,
the explanation I got.
Yeah, so the reason there are two different explanations is also because when I was explaining it to you, I was explaining this because I used to write for SCP a lot. So SCP is also like a more like real
Secure,
world and not just a fictional
contain protocol.
protect. But
Protect, whatever.
the SCP itself, like the wiki, is just a collaborative writing project, and it's based around the idea of writing about these like horror, science fiction, and sometimes dabbling kind of into this idea of like urban fantasy stories about like these creatures. So people come up with their own creatures. There is like kind of a larger lore that's been established over time. But most of them are pretty independent of each other. Like one of my favorites is SCP-294, who is a coffee vending machine, and it can vend any substance ever. But I used to write for them, but I don't think I was very good at it. It was just fun. But most of them, they're written like wiki articles that would be kept in like a database about these creatures.
So it's almost like creepypastas.
Yeah, it kind of came out of creepypastas.
Now creepypastas I like.
So SCP started in 2008. So it did come out of like early creepypastas, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And the writing style, I'd say some of them are written very similarly, especially really, really early ones before there's kind of an established like style of writing. Yeah, and because there used to not really be an established writing style, but most of those stories are wiped now. SCP's cool though. I wasn't trying to like knock your shit, Rob, because I love SCP.
They just, the thing about urban legends is that they can happen anywhere and they can be about anything.
Yeah.
And to me, the SCP stories are urban legends because there's no, the Yeti, the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Ron Jeremy. They're all, we don't know if they're real or not.
Well, Ron Jeremy is very much real.
Is he?
Unfortunately, yes. He very much, unfortunately, is very, very real.
So I was actually part of an urban legend. When I was younger, me and my friends were trying to look for a haunted house down south in Indiana, and we went around back roads, and we got lost, and we ended up pulling into the back end of a trailer park we didn't know about. And I knocked on this house, and this lady was freaking out. I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm lost. I'm not trying to do anything. I just need help. And I just hear and then this guy opens his door up. He's like, son, you better come over here. And I was like, fuck. So he was,
dude, you were just like next door to me. That was just my dad, man. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So, we were I explained to him, like, hey, we're looking for this place. We got lost. And this was before, damn, this is going to make me sound old. This was before, smartphones and navigation systems where you had to print off your instructions.
MapQuest, baby.
MapQuest,
I love that shit.
I will say, my friends and I go to abandoned places, and we will sometimes have to print off maps depending on where we're going to, because some of the places we go through such long dead space. Like one time we were in a dead zone for 100 miles.
Yeah, you're not going to get the GPS.
Oh, yeah.
So we did not want to risk because Google Maps will run if you start it online, but we didn't. We were like, we're not fucking risking that and getting lost in dick fucking Indiana.
Fair.
So yeah, long story short, the guy told us where we went to, and it was this gigantic mansion that was in the middle of nowhere. Looked like it was being rebuilt, and we heard screaming. And I was like, yeah, I think we should just get back in the car and leave because, I don't know if these people are fucking with us or if they're being fucked with. But apparently one of my friends, his girlfriend stole this dog that was out in the middle of nowhere.
What?
And then a car chased us.
Don't steal.
Hey, it wasn't me, okay?
I know. I just meant.
Yeah, we're not yelling at you. We're yelling at this person that stole
for anyone listening. In rural areas, dogs just walk around. Don't just take one off the road, because someone will come to your home with a gun looking for their fucking dog.
Fun story about that.
That's fair.
So yeah, I almost became part of 2 urban legends in one night. So awesome.
I want to share a name of a location that my friends and I once went to on one of these abandoned places searches, because every time I think of it, it makes me laugh, and I had to look it up just to make sure I had it. But it's Ebenezer Floppin' Slopper's Wonderful Water Slides.
What?
Amazing.
And so we went to Ebenezer Floppin' Slopper's Wonderful Water Slides, and I almost broke my ankle at Ebenezer Floppin' Slopper's Wonderful Water Slides.
I can see why.
Because it's been closed, and we had to jump 4 fences, and on the last fence, my foot got caught on the jump over, and I fell over the fence, and then I slammed my face into the fence.
Oh my god!
I was so embarrassed. I was just like, "No, guys, I'm fine, dude. No, I'm fine. It didn't even hurt me."
Fair, since you're from kind of that area. Have you ever heard about Joppa, Indiana?
How do you spell it?
Don't look it up.
So the answer's
I'm
no.
not. Is it the O one? Is it the one with the cave? Is that the cave one?
Yes.
I'm looking it up now, but I just knew there's this cave thing, and I figured if you're an out-of-stater. But there's also an SPC about that cave.
Okay. So, well, I think Joppa has two things going on. So one is this cave. That's I don't know too much about the cave part. I just know like weird shit, like gravity's weird in there.
In the church.
And the other part that I know, and this is very much one of those like internet urban legend that kind of spawned, probably has a creepypasta, but there might be some truth to it. Was, you know, it was all from this Reddit thread of this guy who heard that there's these like satanic cults happening in this small town of Joppa, and like the town is real. Let me just say this, because you can look it up on a map, and it's
Hey,
like,
I just sent a picture of the map to the group chat, and Monrovia is where I'm from. So for reference of how close these two places are.
So so it's not super far from Indianapolis, and then it wasn't too far from where Bear's from. But it's like a very rural area. There's like not even a mayor. It's just like a town that, you know, people live in. And so people made these things like, oh, the church is like, you know, a hotbed of satanic activity. And,
it's bullshit.
You know, one guy, I'm sure it is. And like one guy went there one night, and there was like, you know, like a big menacing truck with like bright lights chasing them all throughout the town. And they heard like chanting in like the woods, and he got chased by a bunch of people, and he had to spend a night in the trunk and all this like crazy shit. I don't believe it happened. I don't believe it happened.
Either, if that is true in any regard, it's either pissed off locals wanting people to leave their town, or the KKK, because it's in southern Indiana.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's that close to Monrovia. So Monrovia is also home to a lot of KKK, which is why I don't go to Monrovia. Mm-hmm. I don't go back.
You took me once, and I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I lived in Gary, Indiana. I lived in Gary, Indiana for 5 years.
Gives me hives. Because people there know me, and they like, you know, they're like, oh, tranny. So it's like, no, have mercy, no.
We were just messing around one day, and Bear was like, "Do you want to go see where I came from?" And I was like, "Sure."
Interesting phrasing.
Oh, whatever. And so I was like, "Okay, sure." And so you're driving me around, and there was all these fucking Trump flags. There was this big giant one across the house. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was so uncomfortable.
And that wasn't even there when I left. Like 2016, those weren't even there. Like during the election, it was really like, I'm guessing, because I left Monrovia in 2018. So it had to be between 2018 and the 2020 election that like really, really kicked in. And that doesn't
I'm sure it was a 2020 election
because 2016, a lot of people in towns were either, because that town is either like you're a commie who's in a union, or you're in the KKK.
Yikes.
So like Jason can confirm that I'm a commie and I listen to union songs in my car. Like
no, not that often. It's more, unless Fall Out Boy has some kind of weird like agenda.
It's actually, dude, it's when you're not. I don't do it when you're in my car, but sometimes you'll get out, and the second you get out, I'm like, okay, where's my Pete Seeger? Because I'm like,
where's my Leonard Skinner?
Oh my god.
Leonard Skinner is not. First of all, there's too many Y's in his fucking name. Second of all, he is not. No, I mean like the Pete Seeger kind of like Phil Oaks, like that kind of like
you're saying things I don't even know what you're talking about, but it's okay.
I need Lackey here.
Right? Yeah, we need our musical expert. Yeah. So anyway, so Indiana's fucked up. No one should live here.
Hey, I like it here most.
I don't.
It's a nuclear wasteland.
I believe in staying in kind of shitty places if you can to change them, because there are a lot of good people who live in places like Monrovia but do not have the political power to actually do anything to change those areas.
That might have been true like maybe 5-6 years ago. Now everything is so fucked up that I don't think anything's gonna change. Like,
nope, I'm optimistic.
I am not. The past 5 years made me realize we are fucked.
I am full of love, and I am also full of
Indiana
care for the place I came from, and I know that people are generally good because that's like my whole study.
Once turned blue, and that was back in 2008. And that was the only time the state was ever blue.
But that doesn't mean there aren't people living here who don't deserve.
No, I know that, but they are not the majority.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
People like me and you and Rob, to an extent, are the minority. I'm joking, Rob. Rob, it's a joke, Rob. It's a joke, Rob. It's a comedy podcast.
Where we talk about dead dogs.
Where we talk about dead dogs.
It's systemic racism in the South.
He already been through that once, if Rob remembers that.
Can you give me show?
Let's just pause this episode and play the info blast about the systemic racism in America. and then we'll come back.
And not have listened to any
Lisa,
of it.
I feel bad. You haven't been talking. Do you have anything you want to add?
Nothing so far.
Tell us about Rhode Island.
Yes, Rhode Island's a blue state, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got nothing to worry about.
We're very blue here.
Rhode Island is so beautiful. I love New England.
I am a fan.
We live in a hellscape.
I went to go to school in D.C. No, shut up. Indiana's beautiful.
Come on out. Come on out.
See, you're saying you're just only saying that because you were born here. I was forced to move.
Me too.
Well, yeah, whose fault is that? Skill issue.
Hey. If it was up to me at this very point in time, I would not be living in Indiana.
Okay, I see how it is.
I'm just saying.
No. Go move your old ass out. Go move to the retirement home in Chicago.
Oh, Jason, me and you, Florida. I already got the shirt.
I know about that. He's great.
Mine's in the wash. Buildings. So, but anyway, yeah, Indiana sucks. Okay.
No.
You cannot defend this state. I'm sorry.
I did a whole term paper defending Indiana and the South in general.
And what did you get, a C on it?
No, I got an A and an award for
whoever that was. They need to come to Chicago.
No, they don't. It's like, oh my god, look, it's so many rectangular prisms. Yes.
Rectangular prisms. Oh my god.
I had to go there for an art class once. For an art history class, we could look at the architecture of the city. I'm already not an architecture bitch. But I was sitting there and I was like, this is all the same bitch.
No, we got a lot of
gray cubes. The hell?
Hey, I will give Chicago and Indiana this. We both had H.H. Holmes, so
yes, we did.
Yeah.
Nobody can lay claim to that motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. And I've been near where his hotel was. It's not exactly
his murder castle.
Yeah, but it's obviously tore down. There's a fucking laundromat there or some shit. I don't remember, but
H.H. Holmes' laundromat.
That's basically what it is.
Where you kill them and clean them.
That's basically what it is.
We put them into the laundry.
Damn it, Jerry! You put whites in again. Now
I do recommend the book "Devil in the White City" if you want to learn more about H.H. Holmes.
I did get around to
that was supposed to be a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and then it just disappeared.
Sputtered out, yeah.
Or it was a show on Hulu or something.
That's because the author is.
Can we talk about his girlfriend?
No.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Dude.
No, let's talk about his girlfriend. Yeah.
How does
it doesn't matter. He's a human being. He can date whoever he wants. She's above the age of 18.
No. That's not the problem. That's not the problem.
The problem is, okay, it's one thing. If he dated maybe a few people who were like, he breaks up with women as like soon as they turn 27. He's like, no, you
And this
won't
is true. No.
hit the
Doesn't matter.
road.
I'm with Bear on this. There's a
matter.
weird pattern. When you
Doesn't
start seeing
matter.
a pattern and it's the same pattern, there's
It
something up.
doesn't matter. He can break up with whoever he wants to, whatever age
But
they are.
We can say it is a little weird. Like, I'm allowed to look at that and go, that's odd.
And I'm
Talking
with Bear
mushrooms
on
are
this.
weird.
I am in Bear. I'm with Bear with this because.
And it's not like my opinion of him is going to, like, affect how much he makes a year, because it's
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I don't mind him as an actor. He's a cool actor. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
But there is a weird pattern to women he dates. That's all we're saying. That's all we are saying. All right. Well, with that said, it's time for the mixtape.
Shit, no, I'm not ready.
Tough.
How are you not ready? You had all fucking day.
Remember the bonus episode thing?
No,
that I'm
I
supposed
know.
to be
No.
writing? I'm writing
I
it
asked
right
you.
now.
I asked you, and you said I have a song. There's a list that
No, I have
have.
a song. No, I have the list pulled up right here. I'm saying I don't have the bonus episode content ready.
This is a song that never ends.
Okay,
It just
anyway.
goes
It goes on
and
and
Well,
on, my friend.
We'll
Some
do an
people
extra.
started
We'll
singing
do
it,
an
not
extra
knowing what it was.
pause after the
Okay.
mixtape. So
So,
anyway, you are a guest, Bear. So what is your mixtape pick for this week?
my mixtape song is going. Sorry, I'm deciding between two.
And you're probably gonna have to
Wait,
spell it.
okay, Lisa, pick one or two.
Two.
I'm gonna pick Cape Town by the Young Vanes.
Ooh.
never heard of it.
Welcome
Most
to
people
our
have
world,
not heard
Rob.
of the Young Vanes.
We've never heard of
but-
anything you picked, Rob.
Oh,
I am a big Panic at the Disco fan, specifically really early Panic at the Disco. And Young Vanes was founded. I won't go too long, Jason. Don't worry. Young
how's
Vanes was
that? Everyone
founded.
just get comfortable.
Shut up. I was founded by Ryan Ross and John Walker.
listened to
after
you
they
talk.
Left. Yeah. What about that one episode?
It's my show. It's got
Mhm.
my name on it.
And I make your logo,
It's
so watch your
my
mouth.
name.
So
I'll never
it was
have another.
founded- It was founded after Ryan Ross and John Walker left Panic at the Disco, and it really kind of leans into the pretty odd kind of Beatles-inspired vibes. And they released one album called Take a Vacation and then went on hiatus forever.
Yeah.
So
My kind of people.
I listen to that one album all the time to get my Ryan Ross hit. But good album, good song.
I concur. It's a great song.
Oh,
Yo.
the
I
baby
agree.
kiss.
Wait, the
Actually,
kitty.
because I think I've heard the song in your car.
You've
so.
probably heard their whole album because it's only like 10 songs
This is
long,
probably
and I
true.
play it on repeat.
This is probably true.
Who's-
100%. I'm not denying that. Okay. Cool pick. Lisa, you do not have to worry this week. I'm going back to the 90s.
Okay.
I'm going back to
Cali?
my usual no, I'm not going to Cali, unfortunately. I'm actually going to Seattle.
Oh.
I think they're from Seattle. Actually, no, I don't know. I think they are. Anyway,
Like it
we're gonna
walks
do
through your wall.
we're gonna do some Stone Temple Pilots.
Yes.
We're gonna do some first album core Stone Temple Pilots,
Yes.
and we are gonna do Dead and Bloated. I really like this song.
It's
Um,
good.
Their first, actually, I like all of Stone Temple Pilots. Like,
I've seen them. They are nuts live. I love it.
their first three albums are like amazing.
So good.
And it's like the only like greatest hits album that I will listen to from track one to the end because every song on there is brilliant. There's some
See,
like
I feel that way about Purple. Like I listened to
I
that
love
over and
Purple.
over
Yes.
and over and
that
over
one
and
is one of my
over.
favorite albums.
It would stop
yes.
and I would just start it again.
I'm a big
Yes.
David Hasselhoff fan.
And so, but yeah, I love Stone Temple Pilots. It's unfortunate, Scott Weiland, had to turn out the way he
Demons.
did. Yeah. He was
Wait,
very
I don't
talented.
know.
God.
What?
He bad addict. Bad
he was on
addict.
heroin like
Relapse,
most of his
constant
life.
relapses. He was
Yeah.
an OD.
Yeah, he
He OD'd.
overdosed.
Gotcha.
But
Like,
he was on.
super talented fucking guy, really smart guy, but demons.
Yeah, no, he
Mhm.
he was constantly on drugs like most of his career.
Yeah.
And it's
You
really
need to listen to,
unfortunate.
like, if you dig out the interview he did on Howard Stern, it's a really cool interview.
Mm-hmm. And so anyway, that's my mixtape pick for the week.
You're just really
Smelling
uplifting
like
today,
the
man.
rose that somebody gave me on my birthday, deathbed.
Thank you, Lisa.
I am smelling
I'm not even
like
there.
the
I'll have to
rose
play
that
it. There it
somebody
is.
gave me. That dead and
We're gonna get shut
loaded.
down by TubeU.
Yeah, because of my brilliant singing? No.
Yeah, damn it, Lisa. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Damn it,
Yeah, I'm
Lisa.
over it.
I'm kidding. I'm fine. We're gonna play those songs on the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously I can't put this on YouTube. But regardless, when we come back, Rob and I are gonna get quizzed about something. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Soto.
I'm Rob Branch.
And we are the hosts of the podcast Cinegamer. It is a podcast that takes a look at board games that is based on movies, TV shows, books. What else is there, Rob? Pamphlets?
Pamphlets. We put the thin in games. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So come check us out over at rabbitholepodcast.com, or you can check us out on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Apple, anywhere you get podcasts from. Definitely check us out. And we are definitely, if you couldn't tell.
Are we on Stitcher too? We're on Stitcher, yeah. Hey, how about that? We're on Stitcher also.
Yeah. So check us out in all those places. And we are definitely adult orientated. Don't let the board game thing fool you. So come check us out. rabbitholepodcast.com.
We're adults.
Okay, we are back. So Bear is here not only because they are wonderful to hang out with, and we love hanging out with Bear. Thank you. You're
Oh
cool.
my goodness. Tell me
We
more.
like having you on the show as always.
Keep going.
But
Flattery will get you everywhere.
you pitched something to me like a week or two ago, and I thought it was a funny idea, and I said, let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to you, Bear. You go ahead and explain what you're doing and what's going to happen. So floor is yours.
Jason and Rob, we're going to do a quiz. Jason, you know the contents of the quiz. Rob, you do not. Jason, I will say, though, has not seen any of the questions.
No, I have not.
So, like, you are both on even playing ground. But I'm going to share screen. Is that okay, Jason?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, give me a second. Let me get this. Let me be... Oh, God, I'm gonna go. We are playing a game called You Get Bitches. But do you know bitches? Where you're going to be quizzed about the female reproductive system
Hells yeah.
in honor of Valentine's Day, which I was informed this will be published before then.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The Monday before, yes.
Okay,
I feel
great.
attacked.
Well, you're both like straight, or you both are attracted to women, right?
Yes. We'll put it
So
that way.
you get
This is not a
bitches,
safe space.
but do you know bitches? It is a safe space.
It is a safe space, 100%.
There are a few questions that if you don't know, it will become a significantly less safe space, but
Basically, this will
it'll be okay.
determine if Lisa leaves the show or not.
So
Let's do this. Let's just do this.
Lisa is sitting out for hopefully obvious reasons. I'm sitting out because trans and therefore know a lot about a lot of anatomies. I also get lots of bitches from all the spectrum of gender. So I get all the
This is
anatomical bitches.
100% accurate.
Thank you.
Transgender swag.
Is that transgender swag. So the way this is going to work, the answers are going to show up before the question. When the question pops up, you're going to have like 10 seconds to answer. Like just to prevent any sort of like finagling you could possibly do with your textbook of female anatomy sitting beside you. I know you two.
And no Googling.
So we're gonna do that. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. The first question is kind of maybe not easy, but it's like low stakes.
It's a warm up.
Like,
And there's some of these where
it's
you
the,
want us.
it's the foreplay
Oh.
question.
There's some of these where you want us to write the answer down, and some of us you just want us to
Yes.
say. So you have to let us know when we're doing what.
I will.
Well, this is
I'm
gonna
actually
go over.
really quick pulling up the presentation on my phone, so that way I can keep
Preview
track
it.
of where we're at. And then I'm gonna keep track. Actually, Lisa, do you want to keep track of points?
Not really, but I will.
You don't have to.
Damn, Lisa.
Well, I was just gonna sit back and watch the
No,
chaos,
sit
but
back
yes,
and
I
watch.
can do
It's
that.
okay.
No,
I was
I got you.
Okay,
I can do
okay.
both.
So
Sometimes there's no filter over here.
it's fine. It's fine. This first question is going to be for 15 points, and it's going to be a yes or no answer.
Okay.
So just write down A or B, and I'll tell you when to hold it up.
Okay.
So you're both going to hold it up at the same time, so you can't bullshit off of one of the other
Right.
ones.
Right. Yeah. Obviously.
You know?
yes.
Okay, so question number 1. Can pregnant women go swimming? Write your answer. Go. Go. Faster. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, slides crashed on my phone.
Oh
Flip
no.
your answers. And the answer is, yeah. Congratulations. You both get 15 points.
Thank you.
And also, Google Slides has officially fully crashed on my phone and will not reopen.
So when
grand.
a pregnant woman goes swimming, does that mean the baby is double swimming?
Yes.
No, I mean
Yes.
she's a submarine.
Yeah. I do like that. So moving on. I honestly thought one of you would answer no to that. I didn't know who, but I thought someone would answer no.
Wow.
For 20 points, I wish I knew what this question was, but it is a yes or no again. You know, just
Okay.
warming up. Does the G-spot move? Like, does it move locations?
Wait, what? I'm
Okay,
sorry. Can you repeat that? Like,
no, girl, does the G-spot move locations? Yes or no?
Oh, okay.
And you're both correct, which is nice because that is like a really common misconception.
the
Really?
G-spot
People-
does
People
move.
think it
I'm
moves.
sorry. Wait, people. Yeah.
People
what?
think
Really?
it moves. Yeah, and there's like this weirdly common myth that it moves up when women are aroused and then
Interesting.
moves back down when they're not aroused. But I'm like, wouldn't
No,
it
it
be
just
the
moves side
opposite?
to
I
side.
honestly have never heard that. I just know it didn't
Yeah,
move.
me either.
That's weird. Okay.
And
Men out there, fucking do better, man. You
It
make
just
it
really-
depends. It depends
of
what song the
these-
vibrators is synced to. That's how it moves.
a lot of these were taken
Thank you,
from
Lisa.
from like different like TikTok comments and stuff and like different TikTok videos where
Okay,
heaven
then
help.
ask
this
men
is the
these.
dumbest
You had to
quiz.
sit
If you
and
took your
watch these
questions from
things then?
TikTok.
No, Rob, because you're
No,
gonna
there
get
was
some
the
of these wrong. So
comments
don't.
to TikTok.
It was the comments. Anyway, first bonus question. So you're going to have to write your answer down.
Okay.
Actually, we can do it two ways, and I'll let you two choose. For this
No,
question,
they write the question down.
I was gonna say they can either write the question down or someone can ding
Answer
in,
first. Oh,
and then whoever's the closest.
well, it's your game.
I'll leave it up to you two for what you want to do for it, because I wasn't sure on this one.
I'm good to write it.
Okay, so if
Clearly,
you're
I
ready.
don't give a shit.
How long after birth is it until women can have intercourse?
Ooh.
On average, we're going for an average here. Like what would a doctor say to like the average female who just gave birth?
And you said the closest?
Yeah. Whoever
Okay.
gets the, I mean, I just figure if both of you are off. Okay, go. 2 months is what's Rob's?
4 to 6 weeks.
It's 4 to 6 weeks, actually, exactly. The average and usually the minimum.
Look
is
at
4 to 6
you!
Yeah, clear. Rob doesn't know anything
Jason,
about bitches.
Jason, I'm actually with you on the 2 months thing. Like, just speaking from, like,
Well, 'cause-
experience.
Because technically 6 weeks is kind of 2 months.
Yeah,
Kind
but
of.
it's-
Not
it's a month and
exactly.
a half.
Not exactly. Not
the
exactly.
literal
but
doctor recommendation is 4 to 6. So I
Okay.
get what you were going for, but Rob gets it just because.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
he was
Next one.
exact.
we're going to have a diagram.
Ooh.
Oh, these went in the wrong order. But so your potential answers you could have are B, the labia, A, the vulva, or C, the vagina.
Okay.
What is this a diagram of?
To the podcast listeners, I'm sorry you're not seeing the image right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Imagine in your mind what this image could be and make something
Based
up
on
from
the
there.
3 things Bear just said. Okay.
Okay, now go. Flip it over.
I'm confused about this because
Man, you are both so confidently wrong. It is the vulva. The vagina is the inner cavity. The vulva is the outside.
which part? A, B, C, D, E, or for G?
No, it's the entire thing.
Diagram, my friend.
It took me
Then
a
you
minute
should-
to realize
then you
you
should've
were
got rid
asking
of-
about the whole
yeah,
thing, but it's
horseshit.
okay. It's fine. No, it's
I'm
not.
still in the
It's
lead.
fine. Hey, they came up
Yes,
with
you
this
are.
on the fly, all right? So let's give them some credit.
I know more about bitches than
Okay.
Jason Soto does.
So, next thing, you are going to be
Whoa.
identifying where something is on the diagram.
Okay.
So the question, take a look at the diagram, get acquainted with where all the letters are.
Yep.
Okay. Where is the clitoris on this diagram? Either of you fuck this up, I'm gonna laugh at you. Show your answers. Rob said,
B dash clit.
okay, yes, both of you are correct. Thank God.
You had A through G. I thought we had to name every one of the fuckers.
No, what the
Well,
hell?
it's for future questions. I'm getting
Yeah.
it. I get it.
Thank you. Where is the vagina on this diagram? And I kind of told you the answer, so flip. Yes, it is G. You both get 10 points. Lisa, I'm sorry you don't have anything really to do.
I'm fine. I'm keeping points. It's good.
That's fair. Okay, so your answer choices could be A, labia, B, doula, or C, mons. And the question is, which of these is not part of the female reproductive system? Okay, flip. Yeah, you're both right. I figured that one would be like I hope that one would be like a thing, but I could see Mons tripping someone up. And, oh, yeah, you're right. We have another bonus question.
Ooh.
This one's just a tap in. Just say what you think. And whoever gets neither of you are gonna get close, but whoever gets the closest, I guess, based on Lisa's vote, can get the point. So what does the G of G-spot stand for? Yeah. Go. Spit it out, you two. Someone volunteer.
Goddamn. No.
Mhm. Yeah. You got it, man.
It's a scientific name, and I don't know what the scientific name is.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's actually not really a scientific name.
Well, I just don't know what the G stands for.
Do either of you want to take a guess? Just a word?
Grazenwagen.
No, because I'm afraid I'm gonna
Okay.
say the wrong thing. Oh, I never in a
actually-
million years.
But he did make the joke with
German.
a German sounding
He
word.
did the German thing, so shit.
Give it to Rob. It's fine.
He came up with that German Farfignugan sound.
You can give it to Rob. It's fine.
Yeah, so it's Grafenberg spot, which is after the German gynecologist who did studies on how, he was the one who did IUDs, and he was also with how the
I am.
oh my god,
And he's the asshole that
He-
withheld information for men to years to come about how the G-spot works.
I want to be
Thanks, you
honest.
German
information has been
gynecologist.
public knowledge for a
I want to
while.
be honest. I never knew that. I don't think I've even heard that before. I'm being
That's all
honest.
Grafenberg?
No, that's fair.
And I'm
This was a
curious
bonus
if
question for a reason.
and I'm curious if anyone out there did know that.
It's a good question.
I only knew it because of knowing that he was the guy who did IUDs and he did studies for orgasms. So, but speaking
He was the Howard Stern of his time.
of Grafenberg,
Okay.
these are all your choices: intrauterine device, intrauterine device, an intraceptive uterine device, What does IUD stand for? What did my boy Grafenberg make?
Is that a vampire icon?
You are both. Yes, it is. You're both wrong. It's intrauterine device. I really thought someone was going to do intrauterine. That's not even a word. I made that up. I was just like, what could I, U, and D stand for that's close to intrauterine? To be
Insane
believable.
under the dome brain device.
Okay.
Okay, next one. So your options are depends on age, depends on vagina size, and depends on flow level. Why are there 5 different sizes of tampons? And if you don't know, these sizes range from like junior to like extreme, or it's not extreme, but yeah, you're both right. That's why it's only 10 points. That's kind of a like. I feel like that
Tampon
one's
extreme.
At this point, I feel like that's well known because I've heard a lot.
I sure as hell hope so.
I don't know.
I mean,
though, 'cause
people have
I
watched
still-
enough commercials, I think, having to do with like spillage, that I think it's more common sense at this point.
Yeah.
Like
So-
people think about leakage, and like there's plenty of
Yeah.
commercials where you buy variety packs, and which one do you need? And yeah,
How many
Not
more
the
of these?
cardboard shits, I know that. So many. Anyway, bonus question, ding in whenever. What's a period?
Jason.
Okay, shoot, man, go.
It
Go.
is okay. I'm in my own words. I'm not gonna get technical. It's basically after when if your eggs don't get used, it gets rid of it.
it gets rid of it.
It gets
Hey, I said I wasn't gonna use technical words.
It's
Okay.
the shedding of the fallopian tubes.
I sure fucking hope it's not the shedding of the fallopian tubes, but
Well,
it
I
is
mean,
the
it's
monthly
a-
shedding of the
It's
lining,
the lining
of the uterus.
Yeah,
That's what I meant to
I
say.
don't know.
that's not what you said.
I knew
I wanna-
I knew it was about shedding. It was basically like the body, yeah, whatever.
I'd be
Sure.
willing
I
to
will
give
say-
50 points to each of them.
I'm fine with that. I'm
Definitely
okay with
isn't the buildup of eggs.
because there's. Yeah,
But
it isn't
getting
the buildup
rid
of
of
eggs.
the stuff is
But I
you're
will
both
say-
right on that.
Until very recently, sex ed, and I think even now, sex ed did teach that it was like when your eggs don't get used, even though that's
Yeah.
bullshit. Okay, next question. Periodic menstruation system, premenstrual syndrome, and pregnant menstruation system. What does PMS stand for? You sure know it has syndrome in it somewhere. Okay, go.
Hold on.
No,
hold
man,
on.
flip. It's
He's making his letters clear.
Oh, that's fair. I do appreciate that then. Jason, you are correct. It is.
I knew that.
I did
knew
not
that.
change. I didn't
Always
change
go with
the
your first.
answer.
Always go with
but-
your first instinct.
Yeah, because I can see the A
Wait,
was
is
kind
that
of-
a picture of a fucking clown?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I have a lot of ones like that. Okay, this one's fun. Rob, you'll love this one. Your answer possibilities are 2, 3, and 4. How many fallopian tubes does a woman typically have?
On what planet?
Well, this one.
The one we're living on.
What'd you put, Rob?
2. It's 2. It's A.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the answer is 2. I was just really confused on what you.
See, I'm
Okay.
following the rules.
Does that look
We-
like a 2?
No,
No.
man, it's because I was looking for a letter.
Yeah, the letter, the thin line of the pen is not making it easy to see.
Okay, you two can just ding in for this one. How many? Yes. How many ovaries does a woman typically have in a lifetime? Like in her whole lifetime, or their whole lifetime, how many ovaries
Rob.
would a female shoot?
I'm gonna feel really stupid if I think this is the wrong thing. About 500,000.
Jason, would you like to ding in with another answer just to give yourself
I'm confused by the question, so I'm just gonna say 2.
Jason is correct. It's 2, one on
Okay,
each
I was
side.
like, the
I was
Yeah.
thinking of eggs.
The
I
I'm
thought
wording
you-
of the
also confused
question
by the
was-
question. I get it. Yeah.
No, I did make
It
it
took me
very
a minute.
purposefully confusing. It's okay. I made it so it was like
Because
really
I'm like,
intense.
I've
I had
always
to
known
reread it
women to
myself,
only
'cause I
have
was like-
2 ovaries.
No, I
Yes.
had to reread it myself. I was like, holy
When
shit,
women
what
go
the
through
fuck did I do?
PMS, they shed their ovaries, and
They
you
shed
know,
their 80 million ovaries.
Every day.
And this is going to be another bonus question, and it's fun. This is audience participation that podcast listeners won't be able to see.
Yeah.
So, Jason and Rob, with your hands, show how big a human egg is.
It's about the size of a pinky. It's very, very, actually, it's microscopic.
Yeah, it's like that maybe.
Yeah, Rob wins this one. It's about 0.1 millimeters. It's the width of a strand of hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the width of a sperm?
Remember? Because it's even smaller than an egg. An egg can't actually be, like, seen with human eyes. Maybe not human, like, you know, but, like,
Alien
a
eyes.
sperm cannot. Yeah, sure, alien eyes. Okay, half a quart, 2 to 5 tablespoons, or 3 cups. Not baking, but on average, how much blood do people lose on their periods?
Ooh. Okay.
2 gallons. 2 to 5 tablespoons. And what's really interesting is I got the half a quart answer from a man on TikTok who answered that. And I was like, okay, I'll put half a quart. Like, if a man thought it, maybe these other men will think it too.
Well, are we talking in just one day or the entire...
Lose on their periods,
entirety.
like the whole period.
Oh, wow. 2 to 5 tablespoons. That's not a lot. I thought more.
No.
Thank God I didn't go 3 cups.
You're mostly shedding, like, mucus. You're not shedding.
It's not actually blood.
Bloody mucus.
Yeah, if you have half a quart of blood coming out of you in about a week span, you need to go see someone.
Probably gotta go see somebody.
Listeners,
like
if
right
you're
now.
half
Go.
a quart of blood on your period.
Listen to this podcast
Run.
as you're going to the ER.
Yeah.
Instantly go get yourself checked out for ovarian cysts, please.
While listening to this podcast. Continue.
A yes or no question. Can you pee with a tampon in? Flip. Yes, I had an ex not know that and argue with me, and then his
God.
mother about it.
Well,
His mother.
That guy's a dingus, so.
I was
can't
like,
with people.
you fucking tool. So 4 to 8 hours. This is bugging me that they're starting at B.
That's
I
all right.
have
It's
yeah.
a rarity.
1 to 3 hours or 8 to 12 hours. On average, how long can you safely leave a tampon in? Lisa, I've never known someone to get toxic shock syndrome, but my mom
Me either.
has like 40 horror stories.
Wow.
Okay, flip. The answer is 4 to 8 hours.
You
This
lived in it
doesn't-
for 12 hours, you would probably,
Yeah, who would do that?
oh.
Well, I mean, but can it be in there for 12 hours? Because there's got to be some situations where it's like
Not
you might.
safe.
I mean, you're running a risk, but the other thing is, the thing is gonna need to be changed by that point anyway. For God's sake,
It's
I'm
gonna be like
only-
if you're wearing a tampon for that long, and like the bottom line is, if you're doing that because you think it's gonna absorb more, it's time to get a smaller tampon, like like one of the smaller sizes, because you shouldn't be like trying to get all of it in one shot. Like, it doesn't work that
no,
way.
like you're gonna get a bacterial infection,
Right.
and like it's not worth the risk of because I've never known anyone to have toxic shock syndrome, but
either.
it does not sound fun.
No.
Hell no.
That's not a thing, but
Okay, another bonus question. So just ding in.
Okay.
On
dig in, you
average,
dinguses.
on average, how many eggs does a female produce every single year?
500,000.
A year?
Oh,
Holy
sorry, over the
shit.
entire life.
Fucking chickens.
No,
Let me tell
is it?
you.
25,000.
Rob, use your brain.
Jason, just throw a number out there, man.
12.
What's funny is Jason gets the point because the answer is none. The number of eggs declines every year.
That's
And
kind
that's
of a
why
trick question.
You get those weird people who worry about Taylor Swift like losing her fertility because she hasn't had children yet. It is gross. It is very gross.
There's like a whole thing that we give a shit whether or not she produces? Like,
Losing my fertility.
so am I
And
giving
you
points
two-
to Jason on that?
Yeah, because he was closest, and that's what I've been going off of.
Okay.
Like, that's 12 is closer to 0 than
Half a
25,000,
million,
that's
yeah.
true.
you get 1 egg per ovary.
Just a quick question: how many more? Because my tum's not feeling fun.
There is just this bonus round, and then
Okay.
we're done. And there's like
Okay.
6 questions. Do you want to?
No,
Pause?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So now we have
Ovaries.
the clit bonus round.
Oh my god.
Nice.
This is all going to be clit trivia.
I'm the commander.
Clit trivia, baby.
True or false? Humans are the only animals to have clits.
Ooh.
I have talked about this before. So
Only. Okay.
like, okay, flip. Yes, you're both right. It is false. I went on a huge ramble in the group chat one day about snakes having clits,
I'm sorry I missed that.
yeah.
much to Heather's amusement.
I've seen a monkey go down on a monkey.
I kind of remember that.
Your
God.
choices for this one are going to be wishbone, rosebud, bean, and pea. The structure of the clit most resembles which of these objects? Okay.
I'm going with what I.
Rob is correct. It is wishbone. Because you have like the clit and then it separates into like 2
And
inside
for our
of the...
viewers and listeners, please don't snap a woman in half.
We appreciate staying in one piece.
Clitorises, clitori, clitorides, or clitoris. Which of these is the correct plural of clitoris?
Oh my god.
You are both wrong. I thought you were going to say clitori because that's what my friends and I all call them, but it's clitorises or clitorides.
This is not fucking Space Commander. Commander,
I
watch
love-
out! There are several clitorides approaching the ship.
That was the most fun question to read, honestly. The size of the clitoris ranges from 0.4 to 1.2 inches, 1.2 to 2.75 inches, 2.75 to 4.5 inches, or 3.6 to 6 inches.
Quick, get the ruler.
Here we go.
If you can't read this, let me know. My marker's starting to give away.
Okay.
I can read it.
Rob is correct. It is C with 2.7 to 4.5 inches. Because it has the whole internal structure, you know?
That's why anything over 6 inches hurts, ladies.
That is not where the clit is. Or
Is
how
that the
that
question?
works.
Can he lose 50 points and those
No.
give me? I
No.
give
No,
those
actually-
because I didn't
No.
say that bullshit.
No, I'd be willing to make Rob lose like 10 points for that statement because that was
No.
so.
Because that was a
No.
terrible statement, my man.
No.
Isn't this my game? Don't I get to pick the rules?
Yeah, but I'm
Nope.
the one keeping the points.
Lisa, but it's my game. And you know that was a bad statement too.
It was. That's why I said it.
It's a comedy podcast.
It is a
Yeah.
comedy podcast, so for that I respect it.
80,
Man.
800, 8,000, or
Is this how many eggs a
80,000?
woman makes in a year?
Yep, it's 80. No, it's on
80,000.
average. How many ovaries does a
Ooh.
woman have? No, how many nerve endings are in the clit? Jason, I already know what you're gonna guess. Yeah, it's C. It's 80,000.
Wait, hold on. Is that
But you
C
got
or
C
D?
and D as the same
Wait a
thing.
minute. Go back a
Wait.
screen.
It's 8,000. It's
Yeah.
8,000.
Okay.
I just mistyped. Again, I started this like an hour before.
Hey, that lady can get pleased by just a breeze, okay?
Hey.
Wait, no, I feel like you need to lose points for that one too. This can't carry on.
You put 80,000 twice.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but like you're the one who just said pleased by a breeze, and I
One, I made it rhyme.
don't like that. I
I
don't
made
like
it
that.
rhyme. And
Please.
2, I was going
No,
off
you know what?
wrote.
No. I actually enjoyed that. Let him keep his points. That was funny.
Anyway, last question. What is the main function of the clitoris?
Is
Buzzin'.
this a chime in?
Chime in.
Rob. It's a nervous. It's the end of a nerve ending. It's the end of the nervous system. It's to basically tell the body that either there's pain or pleasure going down in that area. It's a warning system or a pleasure system or a warning system for the pleasure system. How bad that person is.
Jason, do you want to chime in?
Is he right? That sounded good to me, but
Not quite.
okay.
If you can narrow down what's like to
Oh,
the
wow.
correct answer.
Oh wow. Okay.
It shoots lasers.
Yeah.
I just assumed it had more to do with like pleasure.
It's a
Of
thermal
some
regulator,
kind.
Jason.
Like it just had like more to do with
Think of plumbing. It's a spigot valve, okay?
yeah.
I talked about this with the snake, I think.
Well, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
No, because I talked about
I don't
snake
rem-
puts
I don't
on.
think I was a
Being
part of
fair
that.
to Rob, because
I
Rob
don't
was
remember-
partial to that chat.
I don't remember part of that conversation, so
All right, so Jason doesn't know. So what do
Jason,
we do?
summarize an answer so we can make this. It's the
I
last
just
question,
said
man.
it. I just said it.
Well, put it into
He
like
said
a
it's for
sentence.
pleasure.
Then Jason's more correct because it isn't used as a warning system at all. It is solely used. The main function of the clitoris, like the nose is for smelling, the clitoris is for pleasure, and that is its only function on a human.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I was like, okay, that's all it is.
One's for blowing and one's for showing.
And that is the end. Until the bonus episode, we have a
Douchebag.
bonus. We have a
Come
bonus.
Yes.
on, that
quiz.
was good.
Yes,
Lisa
we
liked
will.
that.
Hang on. So to anyone listening and or watching, if you go to our Patreon, we are going to have a bonus round where Lisa's going to get involved this time, and there's some more questions coming up to there. So who won, Lisa?
Rob.
Rob.
Wow.
Rob won 505
Congratulations.
to 385.
Okay.
Oh,
GG.
380, excuse me.
So can I get a little bit of
I didn't
respect?
do
Hey,
terrible.
I did not. I expected
Neither
both
of
of
you
you to
did
get
terrible.
roughly equal. Yeah. You both did better than I thought each of you would.
Right, it came down to Rob getting those bonus questions right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's
Except
fair.
for the ovaries one. I almost feel like that's like a point reduction. 'cause
Not taking
A
points
million?
away. It's
Fine,
not
A
Jeopardy.
million?
take 5 points away. I still won.
It's true. I had that thought too, but I wasn't going to say it.
Maybe we take away 1.5 million points for all 1.5 million ovaries.
Listen,
Welcome to Jason Soto, where the
Girl.
questions are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah. It's my quiz.
All
I will
right.
stop screen share so you
Hey,
can.
that was fun. Good job
was
putting that
entertaining.
together. Thank you so much for doing that. I had a blast.
That was
doing
cool,
that.
Bear.
I wish
Can
there
you-
were more diagrams.
Can you
and
pay me
pictures.
for making logos, please?
Bear's never going to be invited
There were no
back.
questions
Can I
about-
do the Patreon?
There were no
Can I
questions
do
about
part of
boobies.
the Patreon bit? That's not part of the female reproductive
you?
system, my friend.
Only if you remember the names of the Patreons. But when we get there, we'll get there. All right.
It produces
Anyway.
milk. Baby needs milk.
Oh, you're gonna cheat by looking at the Patreon page. Don't cheat by looking at the Patreon.
No,
page.
I'm not
I see
cheating
it.
by looking
I
at the
see it
The
flashing.
flashes of the
I see
screens
it
coming up.
flashing on your face.
Well, I can't. I'm now stuck in my Google Slides. It's glitching, so I'm like stuck in Google Slides hell.
So
The one slide
anyway,
on her, on
while
her, on
you're
her screen
in
is
Google
clitoris.
Slide hell, we
I
gotta
can't
hurry
even
up
see
before
the
Rob
Patreon
explodes.
people.
Okay. Anyway, Bear, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We love when you stop by.
Mm.
Do a very quick 10-second pitch on With Strange Eons. Go.
Oh God, I wasn't gonna do with Strange Eons. Okay. With Strange Eons is a show where I talk about Lovecraft and visual adaptations of it, and I analyze how well they relate and kind of connect to the original, and if they keep the same spirit, and if they keep the same kind of visual ideas that Lovecraft wanted to send.
Thank you.
Good
So
job, Bear.
Go check
Good-
that out
good elevator
over
pitch.
at rabbitholepodcast.com. So thank you so much
Or don't, it's okay.
for being here. Let's wrap up the show. Whatever with Jason Soto is hosted by me, Jason Soto, and these two people who kind of know about sex, Sally Haynes and Rob Branch. I can be found on
You
Twitter
lost!
at Famous Comedian, on Instagram at I'm_famous comedian, or you can email the show with your complaints at whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. Go check out Facebook, facebook.com/groups/rabbit-hole-pod, and tell everybody how terrible I did. Also, you can go follow Rabbit Hole Podcast on Twitter at RabbitHP. Also, just go to rabbitholepodcast.com. That's probably like the only website you need. There's all kinds of great stuff to listen to check out, some stuff to read. Yeah, go there, rabbitholepodcast.com. You can find this show on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, or if you say, Alexa, play whatever with Jason Soto podcast, it will play the latest episode that is available. So go do that now. The mixtape intro song was made by friend of the show, Lackey.
Lackey!
The beginning and ending song is Liam Lynch's United States of Whatever from the album Fake Songs. All right, Patreon time, go.
Okay,
No.
please donate to Patreon because Jason can't pay me otherwise, and I make all the logos and I keep the website looking pretty, and I don't get money for it because we only have enough to cover the Zoom. So yeah, donate to Patreon, please and thanks, and thank you for everyone who already has, including me, a $10 Patreon.
You should just keep your money and consider it payment.
I put in the work for this fucking group. All of you other rabbit hole people listening, I put in the time.
Okay. So you mentioned you. Who else is a Patreon member?
Your dad.
Who goes by the name?
Sounds like an insult.
Whoa.
Your dad.
Joel. It's like right there. It's something like Nimrod.
It's Rick from After Movie Credits.
Silent
There's
Partner.
There you go.
There's
47
Nimrod
or whatever.
There you go.
What are
And
you
he's-
talking about?
And then Vern.
The Vern.
Vern.
And then Heather's friend.
Carl.
What's her name?
Girl, I don't know. I'm not
Her
Her
Heather.
last name is Kuhn.
I don't know Heather like that.
Kuhn.
There's Carl.
Okay,
Carl.
Carl. You got
I do
Carl.
like Heather. Carl.
Okay.
Carl's cool.
You got 2 more people to go.
Me.
Richard.
You already said you. Thank you,
Mr.
Lisa.
Um,
And there's one more.
I don't know. Do you know?
He's the
if you're
first
on
name I
Facebook?
say. He's a very first name I say every single.
I know.
Nimrod
And his-
Forrest.
Nope, we already said
No,
that.
I already got him.
Carl comes before Nimrod Forrest.
Chris
I don't know.
R from AfterCredits.com.
Oh,
Thank you
I
so
saw
much.
I
Chris
put him and
R.
Carl together.
Shit, poor
No
Chris
offense
R.
to you
He's
two.
going
You just
to
have C
email
names.
us and be like, how dare
What
you
the
all
fuck, you
forget.
people? Why don't you remember me? I'm always the first one.
Chris, I'm a guest. You can't blame me.
And Heather's friend is Sherry Coons. So,
Oh,
Thank you,
Coons.
Sherry.
That's
I'm sure
not
you're
Kuhn.
very
Sorry.
nice.
Sorry, Sherry.
well, if you want to be forgotten by Bear, you can support us by going to patreon.com/rabbitholepods. And for $3 a month, you get
I feel
early access
validated.
to episodes. You get bonus content. There's going to be a great bonus content coming
You're
up.
about
Let me
to
tell
be
you.
fucking forgotten from my car, you driverless bitch.
Why, you going to hit a
What the
curb
hell?
again? Are you going to hit
Yeah.
a curb? Okay.
I'm gonna get T-boned with you and my passenger.
$3 a month gives you early access to episodes and bonus content. So go check us out, patreon.com/rabbitholepods. Lisa, Rob, thank you so much for being here. Love you guys.
Always a delight.
And that is
Not
going to
me?
do it.
Ugh.
I already thanked you.
You guys are tearing this podcast
And you, and
Yup.
you forgot Chris R, damn it.
And after I was your $30 prostitute, $80 prostitute, I don't
Hey
know.
now!
It was 30 for the record.
Okay. Oh, I made you sound better? Hell no.
That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening to us. Wash your goddamn hands and keep your head in the clouds and your feet in the mud. Adios.
Sometimes not fun.
Copyright 2023 Rabbit Hole Podcasts, rabbitholepodcasts.com.